Morning, all. Thanks for attending. This is the continuation of POPX being far more proactive in terms of the development strategy, what's coming next, and tailoring that what's coming next from ServiceNow for MSPs, you guys, right? So what we're trying to do is to create a program of updating on innovations and the next big moves from ServiceNow, and we are very lucky to have with us today Edwina and Anvi to take us through that world. That world being the very latest in CRM. Seeing as though I know very little, I'm going to pass over very quickly to the people that do. So, Edwina, Anvi, take it away.
Thank you. Thanks for the introduction. Thank you everyone for joining the webinar. I really, really appreciate your time. So my name's Edwina Makumbi and I'm a CRM account executive here at ServiceNow. So I work with customers in telco, media and technology, and I've been working really closely with POPX as well. I am also joined by my counterpart, Anvi Patel. She's our senior solution consultant who also looks after customers in the same industries as I do. And the key takeaway that we want to leave you with is essentially we'll be talking to you about how you can go from managing your customers to delighting them with our ServiceNow CRM offering. For those who may already use ServiceNow, you probably might be familiar with the power of our platform, but we've managed to extend that to be able to support customers with front, middle, and back office work, and improving that customer lifecycle journey as a whole. So I'll kickstart off. I think it'll be good to first take a moment and address a little bit of the reality of some of our customers and some people are facing within the CRM world and the systems that they're using. And essentially, despite all the promises and the outcomes haven't matched the expectations. And in fact, recent industry research has been painting concerning pictures in regards to, 39% of companies have seen a significant decrease in customer experience quality. And when it comes to sales, only about 10 hours per week is just spent. It's 10 hours per week which is essentially about a quarter of a typical work week is actually spent selling. The rest is kind of lost in admin, switching between systems, and essentially chasing information. So these are really powerful statistics and kind of reflect the challenges that we're hearing within the MSP world or managed service world, as well as other industries as well. So how did we get here? Where's been the challenges around, CRM? Well, over the last decade, digital transformation hasn't been sold to us as it's been sold to us, sorry, as a kind of utopia where technology would deliver the revolutionary outcome in regards to customer experience, agent productivity, significant cost reductions. But as you know, however, oh, is my slide? Yeah, as you know, in terms of like experience, the reality is showing a little bit more that things have been more complicated. So instead of this utopia, we're often finding ourselves navigating a maze of legacy systems, siloed data, fragmented processes, and essentially the result is that employees and customers alike are just left frustrated. So the operational complexity is essentially just continues to grow. So for service providers, this means that despite investing in new tools and platforms, the day-to-day experience hasn't fundamentally changed. And the promises in gains and productivity, customer satisfaction still remain elusive, and that technical debt still accumulates. And this is just because the fact that, disconnected systems frustrate customers and they just slows down systems, sorry, and teams. Customers are expecting fast, reliable service, but disconnected systems create those roadblocks at every step. So, things that I'm hearing is, long wait time, inconsistent support, and limited visibility into case statuses, contracts, and products just leave customers chasing more updates and struggling to get the help that they need. So these gaps don't just frustrate, like I said, the customers, they slow down teams and just create inefficiency. And for the sales teams, internally, sales, service, success teams, they operate on these disconnected systems as well. So these inefficiencies impact workflow across the entire enterprise and limit collaboration. So without a complete view of the customer interactions, the deal progress, service history, and the assets, teams waste time searching information, approvals take longer, and engagement becomes reactive instead of proactive. So things like escalations increase and retention suffers, and revenue and opportunities slip between the cracks as well. But this is where ServiceNow comes in. With our unified CRM offering, so CRM, sorry, this brings together our platform brings together AI, data, workflows, just to eliminate that friction and improve on that execution, to enable teams to work proactively. And these impact four key areas. The first being the customer gets faster resolution and seamless self-service. Our AI-powered platform, in terms of virtual agent, can handle and route issues instantly, while real-time updates ensure that they stay informed. We also have secondly, we also have our sales teams. They can streamline deal execution and order management. So automated approvals, real-time quoting, and faster fulfillment help eliminate delays. Third, there's service and field operations. These shift from reactive to proactive. So our AI-driven workflows predict issues before they can escalate, ensuring faster service and reducing escalations. And fourth, or finally, customer success teams can increase retention and expansion. So with real-time customer insights, these help teams engage at the right time, driving renewals and uncovering new revenue opportunities as well. So unlike traditional CRMs that primarily focus on sales, ServiceNow can unify sales, service, and success all on a single platform, connecting those teams, automating those workflows, and driving those customer and business success. So I just want to kind of also show you this, that at present, 75% of our technology provider customers are using ServiceNow beyond just IT and case management. And we've heard a lot of great success stories behind what these technology providers are using the platform for. Some of the things I've already mentioned around sales and order management, customer onboarding, customer success, and employee engagement and productivity. And that's all within our single platform. So how do we get here? Essentially, for some of you, you might already be familiar with our platform, but it's the power behind the architect that helps us be as transformative as we are at the moment. Like I've mentioned previously around the disconnected data, silos, and teams, every organization we understand has a mix of systems, whether it's things like Splunk, Microsoft, Workday, or any other, of the hundred of applications that we use day to day. And these tools are still crucial, but these tools keep our businesses running, but they can also create those complexities and silos. And what ServiceNow does differently is to connect all of those systems together. So instead of spending years and huge budgets migrating everything, ServiceNow can bring those immediate value by unifying the data through our pre-built integrations. We even have a zero-copy partnership with platforms like Snowflake and Databricks, so you can essentially connect data without moving it around. And at the heart of the platform is our workflow data fabric. So this means that you can unify that data in all of your systems. So no matter where it lives, you can bring the AI into every workflow across the business as well. So you can get to choose, what AI models, whether it's ours or you want to bring your own, etc. And in practice, this means that AI, data, and workflows are now working together in all corners of your business. So whether it's go to market, IT, employee engagement, product support, or innovation, our platform can help you adapt quickly, stay compliant, and deliver value fast. So it's essentially about connecting everything and automating as much work in front, middle, and back office teams as all together. So here's where ServiceNow CRM comes in as well, in its own right. So we want to support you in starting to, like I said, delighting your customers and meeting your customers' expectations by uniting, like I said, data, AI, and workflows. And essentially, the platform gives you the capabilities to service, sell, and deliver all in one place. And I can go through some of those, what that looks like, so some of those things that you can see on the right-hand side. So if we think of that customer end-to-end journey, it starts off with a lead and opportunity management. So converting more leads and accelerating opportunities. I think I've been saying AI a lot, but that's that's the power of our platform. So we're able to help the sales team with AI to manage those leads and opportunities effectively. We've actually also now have CPQ to help accelerate the time to quote at scale. So I'm not sure of how many people are aware, but in April this year, ServiceNow acquired Logic to add to add its powerful AI-driven CPQ engine into our CRM portfolio. So this has allowed us and our customers to be able to manage complex products and services to be configured, priced, and quoted quickly and accurately. So this removes typical quoting bottlenecks like spreadsheets, so like spreadsheet-based rules, manual approvals, and error-prone pricing, which often slows down the deals, etc., and creates inconsistencies. And once a deal is closed, we can orchestrate complex order fulfillment, which is also one of the key values of the power of the platform to help you deliver on your promises quickly. You're also able to make self-service a reality and free up the agent's capacity with AI agents to be able to automate some of those processes across the front, middle, and back office, like I mentioned. But there's also the ability to empower the right technician with the right support and skill, who has the right skills, the right parts to be able to complete the job on the first visit and eliminate administrative tasks and burdens so they can just quickly move on to their next job. And finally, the customer success teams, they can help customers achieve their goals and turn contract renewals into relationship expansions. So that's the whole end-to-end customer journey that makes up our ServiceNow CRM. And I know you can see a couple of use cases there, but one I really wanted to highlight is Lenovo. So Lenovo, they support hundreds of enterprise customers around the world, and their service delivery was running across too many disconnected systems. So things like ordering, device management, SLAs, customer updates, they were all separated. So this created delays, inconsistency in experiences, and just made it really hard to scale globally. And they managed to adopt, ServiceNow CRM, and our platform allowed Lenovo to bring everything together all in one single platform. So the customer data, the contracts, and entitlements, asset lifecycle, order fulfillment, and support cases is now all within this the ServiceNow platform. And they also used our out-of-the-box integrations to connect to third-party tools like endpoint management and e-signatures as well. And they've managed to see great results as it stands. So they've managed Lenovo now onboard customers about 40% faster. And their customer churn managed to drop by 20%, and their NSP jumped to about roughly 25% within a year. So most importantly, they can now deliver consistent service across every region, supported by the unified workflow platform, and they've managed to reduce those manual efforts as well. So that's a great case study. But as you can see, there are a couple of more, and I'll go through a couple more as I continue to go through some of those slides as well. So let's break it out. I think I've gone one page too. Oh, no, I'm good. So let's break down what it means to sell service, and fulfill all within the platform. If we start with the sales, so instead of juggling multiple disconnected systems, like I've mentioned, for quoting, order management, and service delivery, that's all capable within this platform. So this means you can quickly configure complex products and services, and manage your leads and opportunities. So from a technical perspective, this unified architecture enables rapid automation of the fulfillment and exception handling. So you get real-time visibility into every stage of the customer lifecycle, which doesn't only speed up revenue recognition, but also reduces the manual interventions and errors. So the impacts is measurable. So Summit here have been able to cut quoting and contract processing time by 50% through streamlining this workflow. So that's the power of automating across the whole organization. And another takeaway is that the platform lets you launch new offerings faster and automate fulfillment. So you're able to launch new products faster to your customers and also manage the products within the platform as well. And once the deal's closed, that's where the real work begins. So I want to highlight a little bit more about how we can help deliver great service. So the platform, you're able to manage those complicated, manage complicated tech product cases, resolve issues faster, and proactively prevent disruptions throughout, through intelligent workflows and automation. So what's really powerful here is the ability to proactively identify those issues. So through integrated workflows and intelligent analysis, teams can spot potential problems before they escalate. So it's a great advantage to be one step ahead of your customers and be more proactive and less reactive. And that also reduces the amount of cases that come through. So it's not just about, like I said, reacting to tickets, it's also preventing those disruptions as well. And you can extend this self-service directly into your customers' instances as well. So, and that's also without custom coding. And it just makes it a little bit easier for them to get what they need faster in their own instance too. So another key highlight here is with Pure Storage. So they have been able to see a 4.5x improvement in the resolution time. And I also gave examples that you've already in the previous slides with Lenovo, who managed to improve their onboarding and issue resolution across the board there too as well. And yes, so with ServiceNow, the customer journey, like I said, doesn't stop at onboarding. The platform does give customer success teams that visibility and the tools that they need to onboard customers quickly, and monitor the customer health. That's really important there, and proactively address things like risks before they before they really impact the renewal as well. So this means that you're leveraging the unified data and integrated workflows to track key metrics across adoption and lifetime value, renewal rates and customer satisfaction, all within the platform. So as a customer success, as you value customer success, you can identify potential issues early. And like I said, using automation and analytics, you're able to not just be reactive, you're able to be proactive in resolving those problems. And the value here comes from turning every customer interaction into an opportunity to grow. So by delivering clear, impactful value and helping the customers consistently achieve their goals, you're just able to drive higher retention, better adoption, and ultimately a great lifetime customer. And a little bit more for from the technical side, it's not just about managing relationships, it's also about that data and automation. Like I said, that architect that allows for that ongoing success and for the team to be able to measure those outcomes as well. So I just wanted to highlight, a bit about our CRM and the advantages. And I think I've kind of mentioned a lot about AI and automation because that's just a given within the platform. But just wanted to show you, so our CRM key advantages is that as a platform we are smarter, and that's because we do have AI natively built in. I know there's in the past couple of years there's been a lot of, I don't want to say AI hype. I don't know if that's the right word to use, but AI has always been a part of our platform, has always been something that we've always been, been valuing at the forefront of how we support our customers. And it's been natively built into every layer of the platform and not bolted on. I think at the moment there seems to be a bit of a rush to bolt on AI to, CRM, from traditional CRM systems to bolt it on. This has already been something that's been innate within our platform and continues to grow as we give, do new releases every year. As you'll be able to see how we've grown within, things from virtual agent all the way now to agentic AI, where there's like zero touch and you have AI agents doing most of the heavy lifting and keeping humans in the loop. So that's nothing new to us. And as I've mentioned before, the power is with our single data model. So everyone touching the customer from the front to the middle and the back office departments is working from one unified view. So that real-time data, no matter where it resides, that also gives everyone visibility to what's happening. And employees don't have to chase down information from different systems, and everyone has that full visibility to the customer entitlements, behaviors, and interactions to provide the best outcome for the customer. So the single data model removes a ton of complexity that years of tech investments have created. And other CRM vendors may connect sales and service, but we have that native. We do have every department working on the same data in real time. Another advantage of the single data model and a single platform is that enables, it's the heart of what we do. And in terms of workflow orchestration, so like I said, being able to move as much manual processing and avoiding swivel chairing. And before I pass it over to Anvi, I just wanted to kind of leave you with 3 key final notes. One being that, our CRM workflow is built for technology providers in mind. AI, like I said, is deeply connected into our platform. Having it all on one platform, AI, data, and workflow, does also help reduce your total cost of ownership as well. So hopefully, I'll pass it over to Andy to bring it into life in regards to seeing how to sell, service, and fulfill all within the platform. But if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the chat, and we can be able to answer them as we towards the end of the webinar. Okay, do you want to stop sharing, Anvi?
Yep, that'd be great, and I'll share my screen. Perfect. And just before I share my screen, I know we'll answer some of the questions at the end, but I did just see one, which I'm happy to answer right now, which is someone has asked if we're able to quote upgrades for existing services by adjusting products, services that are already contracted and quoting the net change. I just want to say, like, in a short answer, yes, we can generate upgrade quotes by modifying let's say your customer's existing contracted products and services. So what CPQ would do, it will compare the current contract with the proposed configuration, and it will automatically calculate the net change. So that will include any uplifts. You can add or remove any adjustments so that the customer gets a single clean quote instead of having to do a full reconfiguration of a quote. And this is really useful for MSPs that are delivering, let's say, recurring services where like your customers frequently need to scale up licenses or service tiers or anything like that. So yeah, I did want to mention that, and I'm just going to share my screen and go into short demo and just go through everything that Edwina just spoke about. Perfect. And should start about now. So I have 2 demos today that I'll be going through. Firstly, I'll go through the overview, so a full CRM cycle. So one that shows you what the experience can actually feel like when powered by ServiceNow, and showing you exactly all the 3 different pillars that we just mentioned. So in this example, I'm going to be using Electric Telco. Now, they are a fictional telco company. They serve, let's say, many customers. And the example that I'll be using today is Solana. So let's say they're a mid-sized company. They rely heavily on network stability. And what we'll do is we'll walk through what happens when that connection breaks, essentially. So how does ServiceNow help everyone fix it? Now, I do appreciate this is a telco MSP example, but this can be relatable to everyone across all the different managed provider industries. So to begin with, let's meet Joel. Let's say he's a business manager at Solana. So you can imagine he's a very busy person. He's rushing between meetings. And at the same time, the network is going down. And his team has been having issues with connectivity at the office lately. But the number of internal complaints has massively spiked up. So what he decides to do, he decides to call into Electric Telco support line, as he really does need an urgent fix. And this is where our customer service side comes in. So we have someone called Kelsey. So she's our star customer service agent at Electric Telco. The call has been directed to her as she is the right agent with the right skills. She's well equipped to support any of the complaints. Kelsey's also empowered with data, insights, and AI recommendations within the ServiceNow workspace that will help her move quickly and confidently through the whole case. So this call has come through to our workspace, and the system has automatically identified the caller based on the phone number. And as you can see, it's being recorded as well. So what happens is Joel explains the unstable internet issue his team has been having, and right away, Kelsey's screen has lit up. So not just with all of Joel's account details, but also a live sentiment reading. So as you can see, it is currently showing as negative. She can see the call histories. She can see the past issues. She can also see any predictive indicators, like how likely is Solana to make a purchase or an upgrade. She also has a checklist on the left-hand side showing the talking points that she can use. And she's also displayed with some recommended actions on the right. Now, the best thing here is that Kelsey doesn't need to ask Joel to repeat himself, as she already sees all the context, meaning that she can address the issue faster, as she's able to start resolving the case immediately. So instead of having to catch up and reading the history of the case, which would have probably taken Kelsey a lot longer, she's able to start resolving it. And this is where our Now Assist panel comes in. So that's our AI tool and the AI engine that's built into the workspace. So it already sees a pattern. So this isn't the first time that Solana has reported this issue. The network metrics confirms that there's a wider ongoing issue. So Now Assist recommends creating a work order for the technician to go on site. So like Edwina mentioned, it also suggests flagging Solana as a priority account. It notifies dispatch. It's setting up some post-visit performance monitoring. So essentially what Now Assist is doing is checking with Kelsey if she's happy to proceed with this plan. And again, the system is accelerating this process. So something which would have maybe taken hours can now be done a lot quicker. So here you can see that Kelsey has agreed and says, yes, let's proceed. And the beauty of this is that Now Assist now takes care of everything. So a critical priority work order is created for field dispatch. There's no need to copy and paste. There's no need to jump between systems. It all just flows. And like I mentioned, it's just saving so much time, accelerating that process and sending out that technician. And this takes us to the dispatcher workspace. So here you can see all the active work orders that are currently going on. So along with all the technician schedules, you can see the ones that are waiting to be assigned. You can see with Solana's issue being a critical priority, it floats right to the top of the list. There's no manual escalation, there's no waiting, it's already flagged and it's ready to be assigned. The system has also identified that Sam is the right technician for the job because he's firstly available, he has the right skills, and even before selecting him, the system knows that he has all the right parts needed for the job. And the plus is that he's nearby too. So the dispatcher assigns the work order to Sam. Again, like I mentioned, all within one interface, as you can see. So now that all of this has been assigned and is ready to go, what happens is we meet Sam. So he's our field technician. Sam gets a job alert on his mobile device. He sees all the details. So he sees the location, he sees the issue type, he sees the priority level. He can then accept or reject the job directly from the app. No paper forms, no lost work orders, just a simple flow kicking in the background. So Sam looks at the job, accepts the job. So what happens next is that he's shown a step-by-step playbook. Now, a playbook is an order of tasks that he is required to carry out. And the best part is that you're now giving that consistent experience to all your clients. So if they reported a network issue, whether this is an experienced technician or someone who's just started on day one, they know exactly what needs to be done. And I'm sure we've all had that experience where we wait for all day for a technician to come out. Sometimes you don't have a time slot. Sometimes you can't track them. And when they do finally arrive, they say, unfortunately, I don't have the right equipment or the right parts for this job. It's really frustrating. So this is why this comes in super handy, because all of that background checking, everything has been done for you. And the great part about this playbook is that it prevents all of that, like I said. So Sam is able to verify all of his tools. He then follows all the structured steps. He runs the diagnostics. He can fix the issue, and he can document exactly what he did. So it's that smart guidance that prevents error and improves that customer experience. So then Sam wraps up the job, and now Sys jumps right back in. So using the steps that Sam followed, it generates a concise closure summary. So all Sam has to do is one click and it's done. So no need to write detailed summary notes manually. Sam is also able to set up follow-up tasks just in case anything unusual appears later. And with the issue resolved, Sam has a few options. So because during the visit, let's say Sam picked up on something that Joel had mentioned about scaling up, he believes that he would benefit from an upgrade. So again, from his mobile device, what he can do is that he can flag that Joel's current equipment might not be enough for their growing team. So from the same mobile app, he creates a creator opportunity, which feeds directly into the sales pipeline without needing to have an email or file note manually. So now that this opportunity has been fully logged, again, with all within the same platform, it's now visible to the sales and account teams, and it's giving all the right context and no delay. So it's not just about fixing the issues, it's about spotting ways to serve the customer better. So here Sam has completed his job. He's created an opportunity to help fix the root cause of the issue. So now Kelsey has picked up the thread via the virtual agent. She informs Joel that the network issue is now resolved, but also mentions that the current hardware probably won't scale with Solana's needs. And so what she does is she offers to send a quote for an upgraded package if he's interested. So Joel appreciates the proactiveness, the follow through. So what Joel does is he confirms that they have been adding more staff and that the bandwidth is getting tight. So Kelsey, again, within the platform, is able to send over a new business package. She's able to apply, let's say, a discount. And again, it's all handled within the workspace. So again, no need to bounce between systems, no any back and forth. And she can do it again by selecting anything that she wants within the catalog itself. So now Joel has agreed to the offer, and the upgraded contract is signed and handed off for contract management for activation. So this was just a little short overview of what started off as a service issue has turned into, let's say, a positive moment for both Solana and Electric Telco. So he received a quick turnaround on the issue. He was able to be satisfied with the customer experience that he received. And what you would normally have is a happy, loyal customer who'd be happy to come back to Electric Telco for future business. And even though this was at a very high level of a full CRM cycle, I just want to showcase how all the three pillars come into play. And Edwina also did mention about Logic AI. So I do have one other short demo where I'll be going into a little bit more into detail about Logic AI. So it is our AI-powered tool that works with ServiceNow. So it makes sales and order management a lot more smarter. It collects and analyzes data from tickets, alerts, workflows. It spots patterns. It suggests fixes, and even automates the actions. So I'll show you what that could look like with a short video. So if I start that off. Perfect. So here, what we'll see is how Logic AI is interacting within the product. So what I'm going to start off with is an opportunity within ServiceNow. So here, you can see all the opportunity details at the top, and I'm going to go and select the create a quote. So I'm creating a new quote for my customer, and as this quote opens up, I can start seeing all the key details. So I can see, for instance, the quote number, the account that it's assigned to, its current state, the short description. So everything related to this quote is available. And if I go into the catalog items, so I can build this quote from here. So now this is still part of the ServiceNow sales and order management, but within this catalog, I can easily view all the service and solution offerings available to all my MSP business. Here, I can also search. For example, I can search for a data storage solution. So let's say that's what my customer needs today. And on the solution, when it does appear, I have the option to customize it. So this essentially will launch a Logic AI's configuration experience. So whilst that loads up, so what you can do is simple products can be added as line items without having to do any configuration. So, but if you have any more complex services, like let's say infrastructure bundles, storage services, or even managed cloud options, you can benefit from Logic AI's guidance and guardrails. So as the configuration loads, you can see different sections. So I can run a full system configuration or search for individual components. And what I can do is I can start adding them directly to our bill of materials. So today I will walk through the full system configuration. So to start off with, what happens is it will ask me some questions, like the type of, let's say, workload that the customer will be running through this managed service. And as you can see, as I'm selecting these options, you'll notice additional feature options do start appearing, because Logic AI starts recognizing specific requirements to expose only the relevant service options. And over here, you can see something called Smart View, Smart Predict. So Smart Predict AI indicator is based on just a few selections. It recommends the best values for using historical quoting and delivery data. This is really helpful when customers need, let's say, fast estimate, but you can do this manually as well. So you get the option whether you want to use the Smart Predict or if you want to do it manually. So next, I've been asked a question about data. So here I'm going to select structured data. And for example, automatically it signals that the customer will access it frequently, and I can override any defaults if I needed to as well. So again, this is how Logic AI speeds up the quoting. So it's giving you intelligent defaults, it's giving you templates, and it has rules to ensure that only valid service or hardware options are available. So for example, if low data redundancy isn't available for frequent access, but changing the access level is, it will unlock it. The AI indicators automatically update as well as I make the selections. And as I continue, you'll start seeing on the right-hand side that the sales line items start appearing. So these will come directly from the ServiceNow product catalog, ensuring that the consistency and accuracy for your service offerings are all there. And as I go through and add in all the data points, the pricing is starting to be automatically calculated too. And you can still see there's a few like alerts and things like that. So it tells you if any minimums or maximums are required for your configuration. You can see the RAID level has been automatically set based on the workload requirements. So all of that, again, you don't have to work it out. It does it for you. And as you scroll down to, let's say, the payment options, if I change the pay-as-you-go to a 1-year commit, the pricing updates instantly. So Logic ensures that if I'm selecting, compatible products or services and that everything is priced correctly for my managed service model. So now I can move on to the hardware or the service bundles. So for example, from choosing, let's say, boards, processors, RAM, graphics options, if I'm a new user or not deeply technical, Logic's guided selling helps a lot here. So the workloads that are selected earlier carry forward. So if the server or node is primarily, let's say, used for AI or machine learning workloads, Logic will automatically select the appropriate configuration, and it will also ensure enclosure options that fit the number of servers that is being provisioned. And so I'm just adding in extra slots for now. And like I said, the AI and ML, if it just selects that. Again, you can select it, or you can have a workflow in the background, which will, again, automatically do everything for you as well. But as you can see, I didn't have to select the RAM or the graphics card. That was all done automatically just based on the designation. And what will happen now is if a required component is missing, so let's say like a power supply, you can see a little red dot has appeared. So Logic is flagging it up, and it's essentially preventing me from saving it until this error has been addressed. So once it's being added, the warnings would disappear, and I'm able to actually select that quote button, which is currently grayed out. I'm also able to add on items like power cords, mounting kits. Again, it's just helping all those MSPs avoid rework, returns, and change orders. I can also add support packages, user licenses, implementation services. So Logic can automatically set these based on the rules, so I don't have to chase professional services or delay this quote. I'm able to deliver a complete, accurate proposal pretty much immediately. And all of this ensures that every product or service required without having to need to look for SKUs or to be a deep technical expert. I just need to know what the customer's needs are, and Logic will handle all of that complexity for me. So now that I've started selecting everything, the implementation services as well, all being selected for me, you can see the right-hand side, the line items are getting longer and longer. All of these things are being added into the quote. And once I'm happy with everything, I'm able to save this. So you can just do one final look. And as you can see, you have the option to do revisions and anything like that as well, if needed as well. And as you can see that the quote button is now able to be selected, and I've now selected it. And now we're back into the ServiceNow platform. So now I can see updated pricing. I can see all the line items, and I can sync this quote back to my opportunity. So I can submit it for approval. I can generate a customer document. So all the quoting does take place right inside of ServiceNow. So firstly, it's submitted for approval, then the documents generated, which you can send over. And once all of this has been done, I will be going back to my opportunity, which I started from at the beginning. And once I am there, I can see all my returned line items and the quote. So I'm able to now reopen it at any time. And once the customer does sign this, I can convert this into an order to be processed, and it will just turn these line items into managed services or sold products on the customer's accounts. And essentially, that's how Logic AI plays a part in our sales and order management part of our solution. But for now, I will hand it back to Edwina. But yeah, if you have any questions or anything like that, please do send them on the chat. We're more than happy to answer them.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks so much. That kind of concludes what me and Anvi wanted to show you. I don't see any additional questions in the chat, but feel free to send any questions over for email. Like I mentioned, we do work super closely with POPX. So if there's anything technical that you'd like to know more about, happy to answer that with the POPX team. But yeah, really appreciate your time this morning. And I hope that this has been very useful and insightful in terms of showing you our CRM offering within ServiceNow.
Thanks, Edwina. Thanks, Anvi. Great demos. Always risky demos on webinars, so fair play. No, really good. Yeah, any questions you can submit either just on the invite that you had, to get those back to us. And if anybody wants to arrange a more in-depth demo or alignment to their business, we can facilitate that. So just let us know, but we'll be following up with some feedback. Feel free to give us your comments and book us in for a more aligned to your business view of this world, which is progressing really well now. You know, my experience as CPQ is it's always challenging. There's always massively complex elements of the business to integrate. You know, so the more of these systems around the customer experience that we can tie together, the better. So this is the next real evolution for us alongside our AI initiatives as well. So no, great stuff today, both. Thank you very much for attending. Thanks for your time. I know you're busy people, so no, much appreciated. Are there any questions before we go? Nope. All good. Are we concluded, Leila?
Yeah, that's all good. Yeah, and there aren't any other further questions that have come through. So brilliant. Thank you very much, team. We will conclude the webinar there. Wish you all a good day.
Perfect.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.